Well, I came to Auburn in 1957 as a 16-year-old kid right out of the hills of East Tennessee, Chattanooga. Eventually, I got a job with the Auburn School News Bureau, and the spring of 1961 coincided with the Freedom Rider incident. And as the new Plainsman editor, I felt like I needed to comment on the important things that were happening in Alabama. So I went down to the Plainsman office and sat down and wrote an editorial denouncing the mobs, of course, for attacking Freedom Riders, but also denouncing the systemic racism that created the environment in which those mob attacks could take place. I ended up calling for the integration of Auburn University. The reaction was immediate. The Ku Klux Klan burned a cross on the front lawn of my fraternity house, Sigma Pi House, where I lived. This, in turn, got the attention of the political leadership really easily. The governor at that time was John Patterson. He got involved and was trying to get Auburn to kick me out of school, and I thought for sure I was going to be removed as editor or expelled, but I managed somehow to survive. Along about my junior year, I discovered interest in the Foreign Service. Foreign Service staffs all our embassies and consulates and other programs. So in 1965, I was assigned to wartime Vietnam, and that's where I met my future wife. In the interim came the beginning of the Tet Offensive, the most intense and prolonged combat of all the Vietnam War experience. I had made friends with the manager of the power plant, and he had invited me to stay in his little guest house there at the power plant. And that's where I was the night of January 30th. Of course, I heard all the noise of the attack, the mortars and so forth. And my friend said, look, if they find you here, it will be bad for you and it'll be bad for me too. So he arranged a French priest to take me in. And he gave me the black gown called a soutane and the beads and the whole priestly outfit. And for the next 9 days, I was a French priest behind the North Vietnamese lines in Hue during the Tet Offensive. But I did survive until the Marines, who were retaking that part of Hue, got me out as if I were a wounded Marine, because we did not want the neighbors to know that the priest had been harboring an American. There would certainly be retaliation. I was then safe. Going to Vietnam and doing some other notable things got my Foreign Service career off to a very good start. That in turn set me up for my promotion to the final top rank of being ambassador, equivalent Foreign Service rank of a two-star military officer. You know, the Freedom Riders editorial, in spite of all of the problems that it caused me, that editorial was the reason I passed the Foreign Service exam. The Foreign Service exam is very competitive. It was that set me apart from all of my competitors. So have the courage of your convictions. In order to reap rewards, you've got to be willing to put yourself in the line of action where things are likely to happen, where you will be noticed, where you can perform at your utmost. Don't be afraid to take the road less traveled.